All right. That was awkward. Just standing here looking at this microphone. All right.
Raise your right hand.
Can we start with your nickname?
Chaos?
Yeah, where did Chaos come from?
Well, I got to give credit where credit's due. A guy named Dwight Galt when we were back at Vanderbilt, when I was with James and Dwight at Vanderbilt. I just would break the guys down on chaos all the time, and I had all this energy. And all of a sudden, he just said, just follow Coach Chaos, because we were running a circle when we didn't know where we were going. He just said, just follow Coach Chaos, and it stuck. So I got to give him credit. Dwight Galt was the guy that named me that, but it comes with the territory.
What's your ideal defense? I mean, the way you want things to run. What's that look like?
Well, the first thing is you want guys to play hard for you, right? You want them to play hard. You want them to be accountable to each other, and that's one of the most important things is that we can make them accountable to each other. You want to be sound and you want to be disciplined. And I think like those seem like cliche words, but when I've been a part of really good defenses, those were the factors that we had, And so making guys accountable for themselves and they're accountable for their teammates. I think when you blend that together, you got a chance. We make no predictions. We just want to be better than the next day, right? So like when I talked to the guys about this today, I said, were you better than you were yesterday? Can we be the same or can we get better? I mean, there's no in between, right? So we want to work in those factors right there.
So is there an identity, I guess, that you guys want to play to?
Right. The whole defense, the identities, we want to run fast, run to the football, and we want to tackle people, right? And we want to be sound and we want to beat ourselves, right? Because part of it is just not beating yourselves. We don't want to line off sides. We don't want to get penalties, and we want to play sound football. And that's part of doing the things that we're supposed to do in the defense, right? So if you have the B gap, you have to play the B gap. You can't go outside of that. And there's no compromise to that. And if you play that way, you got a chance. If you fit all those gaps up, it's like a puzzle, man. I'm telling you right now, you'll be pretty good.
There's a lot of different staff connections to Billy here. How did your opportunity here come about?
So I worked with a guy named Lamar Morgan, who's currently defensive coordinator at Louisiana and Lafayette. He was a graduate assistant for us at Vanderbilt, and he really spoke fondly of Billy Napier. I worked with several guys when I was at the Giants, Kevin Shearer and Jeremy Pruitt that had worked with, and Jody Wright, who's at South Carolina now, who worked with Coach Napier, and all they could do was speak so highly of him. And then, of course, I was with Rob Sale, right? So Rob Sale was at the Giants, and, when he had the opportunity to help bring me on here, I just talked to those guys about it, and he's been everything that they've talked about. He's a stand-up guy. I call him a superstar. The guy he doesn't miss a beat. I mean, not a beat. He sees everything. He knows the big picture, and it's a good guy for me to be around, being mentored by.
What do you like about being back in college?
Well, I missed as we talk about mentorship, I missed that. I missed that part of mentoring the young men, right? I grew up without a father. And I really feel like this was my gift back. Like for something I didn't have, it was my gift back that I was able to connect with young people, right? And having a teenage daughter, I know a lot more stuff than they think I know about the world, and I'm pretty hip. They're like, "Oh, Coach, what do you know about that off-white bag?" I'm like, "I got that. My daughter hooked me up." So, but I just love mentoring players and helping them on. Further their careers, not just in football, but in life. And that's not to say that you didn't do that in the NFL. I had great connections there. I mean, Leonard Williams I'm very, very close to Leonard Williams and Dalvin Tomlinson and Dexter Lawrence and Austin Johnson. I'm very close with those guys. But, it's a business, as we know. It's kind of like, here today, gone tomorrow, right? So, but the relationships that I had in college, I miss that right there. I miss being that mentor, that big brother or that father for those kids. And it's all positions too for me. I talk to the quarterbacks as much as I talk to the D-line. So
Javon really came to Florida kind of raw. He was a basketball player that just started playing football his senior year. He even says now that he's still kind of like learning the game and growing. What have been your impressions of him?
Well, first of all, he works so hard. He wants to be great. He's in my office all the time. Like one time I asked him, could I sit in my chair, because he was in there watching film, right? He wants to be great. He knows that I've coached guys like Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, and I've shown him tape of those guys, and he wants to be great like that. And I think he's got a chance to be great. He has tremendous work ethic, and his ceiling is not reached yet, right? So that's what's a great thing about him. And really, no kid's ceiling should really be reached, but his ceiling's not reached. This guy got unbelievable potential. He can move in short area. He can power the pocket if you need him to. He can take on double teams. I don't know what he can't do. That's not that he's doing all the things yet, but I don't know what he can't do. So I'm excited about this guy. They all should look like that right there.
You're a really good coach if they all look
No question. Just go get them.
What's Corey Raymond bring to the defense?
Well, I mean, he's like the Yoda of like DB play, right? I mean, this guy has coached everybody. You know, he talks in that room. He's just so confident, and you know, he's got so much experience, right? He's got so much experience. He's been around the league. He's been at multiple places. He's played in the NFL, and just a guy that just brings so much maturity to our staff. No, not that we're immature, but a guy like that, he's got great respect from our staff. He works great with Coach PT. Those guys feed off each other. You know, a funny thing is the first time I saw Coach Raymond, you know, when I first got the job, I literally landed, right? I landed and I started working, right? So and I saw Coach Raymond, and we had to take him to get a coffee. He wanted a coffee. We're in Miami, and we had to go. We went to this like little swap meet thing to go get a coffee. And Corey,
Coffee?
you know, I love coffee, but Corey wanted to go this specific coffee, and it smelled so good, and I was like, no, Coach, I want it. And then after he got it, I was like, I want that coffee. But that's how he is. He's a great guy. I'm glad we're working with him.
Yeah, I was looking at the roster. That's what I was going to, the Giants, to see if there's an LSU guy. Did you have any?
No, not in the secondary. No.
Have you crossed paths with him and gone up against his guys?
No, because I think
Vanderbilt even?
when I was at Vanderbilt, we did not play LSU. So we didn't cross over then. He was. I saw Coach Raymond in Florida when he just left Nebraska to go to LSU, and I haven't gotten a chance to go against him. But I know from people in the profession that this guy is one of the best and the greatest teachers, you know, for that position in the nation.
Awesome.
Coach, is Watson the biggest player you've coached?
By far, the biggest. He might be one of the biggest human. He's so big, man. Sometimes we line him up in a gap, and it's like he's really taking up two. You know, it's kind of awesome. You know, we could play with 10 on the field. But no, he's a big guy. You know, we got to continue to work on his conditioning. You know, I think it's going to be best for him long term, right? And he moves exceptionally well for a big person. You know, and you know, you don't walk up to him all the time and go, "Hey, you're a big dude." He already knows that when he wakes up in the morning, right? So, but we're going to continue to work with his conditioning and get him prepared to play. So he's got to be able to play multiple plays. But I'm excited about that too.
What do you feel like he can contribute even at that way, even if he's only playing 20 snaps a game? Is he packing a lot of fun?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to knock things back. We do a sled drill where Big Sharif Floyd and Coach Dunbar stand on it. These are two pretty big dudes. And Dez lifts that sled up off the ground. I mean, guy bench presses 560 pounds. I mean, that's like an electric car, right? So.
So he really benches 560. Someone said that the other day, Jaron, and I'm like, hold on, is he like missing?
All right, so I didn't bear witness to that.
No,
but,
I'm not.
no, those guys said that. But you know, I think the strength coaches confirm. I didn't see it. I mean, I don't doubt it. You know, I mean, he's a pretty strong guy.
Did you have a guy on the Giants that was pushing 550?
500, no, probably 450 or 440. I've never had a 500-pound bencher.
A few more for your coach. Your ride to work.
Which one?
Just your routine. I heard you're a motorcycle guy.
Well, you know, that's a funny thing about the motorcycle. Well, I didn't. My house is not ready yet, right? So I've been living in and out of a hotel, so I rode the bike to the hotel, and I forgot to put the top on it, and I didn't know the condensation in the morning. That was wet. It's totally wet. You got to adjust though, right? You know, you got to adjust. But so that's a real. I'm so excited about riding this motorcycle around here because up in New York there was potholes and everything, and people drive crazy. So you know, just getting a chance to ride is pretty fun.
How'd you pick that up? Where'd that passion come from?
Just you know, when I was living in Pennsylvania. You know, it was I was in State College, and it was really a college town, and I got with some guys, some buddies of mine, and they were riding bikes, and I said I'd never get one, and I actually got one, and now I fell in love with it.
What kind you got?
I got a Harley Street Glide.
You didn't ride it down from New York here.
No.
I got a bit of a random question for you, but we were talking to Jacob the other day about the personnel department. Can you talk to us about just a little bit the organization, the structure? It seems very detailed as far as
it is.
How easy does that make things?
You're talking about our recruitment department, okay? So coach done a great job of hiring a bunch of staff members that really complement each other, right? So, and we have the most staff members in the country on that side of the ball, right? And they do a great job, like you said, being detailed and is very, very organized. So, you know, from Katie to Bree to Joe Hamilton, everyone has a specific role, but they all work together. I mean, it's amazing to watch. You know, and this is me. I came from the NFL where, you know, there was two separate departments, the coaching department and the personnel department, and watch the two articulate together, right? To work together is pretty awesome.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Hey,